Hello there gang, DD DeVere here, another past blast playing a classic game of yesteryear as we are putting to the test Project Snowblind to see how well it stood up to the rigours of the tests of time. And this was of course released back in 2005 and was developed by Crystal Dynamics. So option wise there is an exterior launcher for a few minor graphic options for what they're worth. We'll talk about more in game. But in game that's basically a lot. Control schemes here. Your key is rebindable, luckily, because out of the box the binding on some of these keys is beyond wacky. Things like your melee attack on the control key. So you probably want to come in and muck around here first as your first port of call. Let's see what we get in the way of content. So it did used to have multiplayer, but it needs one of those accounts, dynamic or whatever. So we consider that's probably long gone. I'm not interested in it enough to try and start one up, even if it wasn't. Maybe you could do something with Tungle or March if you're interested, but I for one am not. So I'm taking this purely as we often do, as the single player aspect. So what I shall do is I shall dive on in when I shall load to a bit of a further part of the game to get some of the introduction out of the way. It's quite a slow burn start, this one. So I shall see you guys and gals in game. Pistol, probably the best gun in the game. Oh, saying that, only kills a bit quicker than that. Right, it's just to get in here. There's still a few bits of tutorial type bits every time you pick something up for the first time. This is a bit old school FPS in the so far as at least it gives you most of the toys fairly early in game, unlike a lot of these style games that kind of make you slowly. Oh, sorry. Well, one of the issues is sometimes your troops and the enemy troops do not look the same from me. Doesn't make life that much easier. Yes, we've just picked up a rip-off of the gravity gun, basically. Probably should have shot that heavy cannon first. Ouch, what the hell hit me then? I don't really need to use it right now. Oh no, by saying that, I nearly got killed there. Ow, what the... for some reason, my aim just suddenly snapped over there. There's something a bit weird with the aim in this game, though. Maybe it's lag. Oops, there are chaps. See what I mean? Often, unless it's glowing red, they often look the same. So here's a bit of a funky thing. How do I rebound it for E to enter the turret? It's have to press R to exit. Everything was sort of basically bound to R originally. Oh, I've got some health now, so that's at least something. So of course we have augmentations, if that's ringing any bells. So this game was actually developed by Crystal Dynamics, but it was developed in part, well, not developed in partnership with, but it was... oh, he's one of ours. It was also developed in consultation with Ion Storm, who of course were known for the Deus Ex series. I hate what I pick up on weapons. I might as well turn that off as I can see where they are, so... Where's this last one? Oh. There's a tank instead. Seriously, you're trained soldiers and you tried to take it out with a machine gun. Right, whereabouts is my... Oops, there it is. We don't... So yes, it was developed... Thank you, Iron Cell. It was developed in concert with Iron Storm, or in consultation with, that's the word I'm looking for. And it was going to actually be a Deus Ex game originally. Then they decided along development, especially how the sort of panning that the Invisible War had got, to develop into its own IP. And this is the game, Project Snowblind. This is why I like the pistol best. Not as it's silenced, it's... Take that rocket launcher out. So it actually makes it better than the carbine. Yeah, and I don't know if I've got that. Whoa, that was a bit athletic. Yeah, it was... It became its own IP rather than becoming part of the Deus Ex series. And it's sort of... it suffers a lot of the same problems as Invisible War did, and it's far more of a consoleized version of Deus Ex. This is quite limited by its nature, shall we say. It's very linear. The good thing is, as I say, is at least they kind of give you all the funky weapons and stuff pretty early, as well as a lot of your augmentations. At the moment we've got... Come on, up the... Oh yeah, we've got to press E because it's consoleized. Ooh, these are little save rooms if you want to save mid-game. An early game, it can be quite tough in places. But once you get the ballistic shield, that kind of is the end of the challenge. Oh, he was shooting at me there. Oops, I thought I still had my I thought I still had my vision thing on. I've now got the time slow down one. Yeah, so I've now got the bullet time one on. I wonder who I'm shooting at here. I heard him saying stuff, but I didn't hear what stuff he was saying. Oh, that's right, we've got to call in an airstrike or something. Right, hard to get off. Where is the little indicator? Yep, that's good, that's good. Oh, I'm getting quite hammered. See, I mean, early game can be quite sort of challenging. Right, so that should be all the mines gone. Hopefully there'll be some health up here. The game's fairly generous with health. Oh, got nice. It's got like a second life. Let's see. So yeah, this is very linear, and again, it does suffer from the sort of consolitis side of things because you can see that the areas are very small. They might appear like they look a bit big, but they often just sort of repeat themselves. They're in little sort of small areas. Let's give us the old shotgun for this one. So the shotgun should be good, but that slow reload on it. Oh, he was dead. Or rather that one shot and end, and the fact you've got to sort of... You've got to wait for it to sort of re-pump the shotgun. Stops it being sort of particularly good. Right, and let's open the exit door. For exit, yeah, it's very strange. I mean, this is a lot better than it was. Oh, there's another tank. Yeah, where's my rocket launcher? You have to be very careful when firing over items, especially with if you do use the carbine. All the weapons come with basically a sort of secondary, and the carbines is a grenade launcher. Now, how many times they'll either bounce back and get you, or detonate on window frames and things, it'll get you killed more often than not. That's one of the reasons why I like to... That's one of the reasons why I like the pistol. It's safer. The weapons themselves, the gunplay for an FPS is pretty basic, in all honesty. It's a very minor bit of kick to some weapons, nothing too outlandish or over the top. So some of the weapons do have some quite funky secondaries. Give them credit there. There, some first aid, some grenades over here. Oh, what is that? Is that our chap? Oh, he is our chap. Oh well, not to worry. Oops, there's that first. There's some health. So nothing here is particularly shocking in a way of augmentations either. You'll get your usual ballistic shields, stealth shields. You know, you've already seen the wall hack one and things like that. Take Oh, full charge. Oh, no, we've got full ammunition on that as well. Right, he's opening a door. We've got to put some defence in here. I'm going to fight from downstairs. It's easier. So this is where using the grenade launcher gets... There it's... Yeah, back to the pistol. Much better. Much better. Oh, you also set it as secondaries, like a little... This is even more effective as an explosive launcher as well. So it uses less ammunition, kills quicker, and there's less chance of killing you. It's only got a few rounds in it. Oh, and it's silenced if you want to try and get a more stealthy approach, which by and large you won't need to do in this game, because this is very much a sort of action take on the... Very much an action take on the whole Deus Ex thing. Just the other good thing with the pistol, by the way, is it uses the same ammunition as the carbine. Oh, there's one there. So there's some weird acceleration or something going on with the game. The AI is not the greatest either. A lot of the time they'll sort of forget you're there, or other times they'll aim bot you off the side of the map. So it's... I'm not wasting time. You told me to come down here and defend the bottom floor, Muppet. Some more ammunition top up. So the game is at least generous with this. It is very linear, but it is kind of closer to an old school FPS.
You're supposed to be the latest and the greatest, and you don't even have ballistic shielding? Come here. Still, they did the same thing to me. There's this dip switch they forgot to... There you go. Ballistic shielding. Watch this. Didn't get hurt there, did you?
Right, so now we have a ballistic shield, so the game just becomes a whole lot easier. Let's get it queued up in case we need it. Where are we going? Oh! So yeah, I bet this one. You can do things like that on the AI all the time. Yeah, the AI is not the most in-depth. All this cutscene is just to tell us that EMPs are bad for us because we're a cyborg type, augmented cybernetic. Like you couldn't figure that one out. And why electricity sent me blasting across the room is a different question. So the game itself, yeah, it's not great. There's a lot of voice acting, there's a lot of cutscenes and things. It does try to keep the Deus Ex side of things there.
Someone else has hacked into the system, running a trace route. Got his position. Be right back.
Should we go with him, Sergeant?
And you get a lot of this sort of secondary background chatter and things. So they've done a fairly good job in that respect. So it's just oh, we've grenades, oh, full of grenades. Well, we can still throw grenades. We don't actually have to use the... I can still sort of yeah, of course it did that. Absolutely useless. Actually, I should have checked what grenades I've got. Well, yeah, I had my flashbangs on anyway, so it wouldn't have done that much anyhow. Oops, where's that health cap? And there we go. And yes, there's the next big problem. This game is crash-tastic. There are a ton of crashes in it. Sometimes you'll play for a good chunk with nothing, then it'll just start crashing repeatedly. So So Project Snowblind, as an FPS, it's pretty average, although the weapon selections are what you'd expect. It does give you your toys fairly early game. That's good. There's also some vehicle driving, which is actually surprisingly good, as well as some funky little toys. Like I say, the gravity gun we never did get to have a look at properly. It doesn't really do anything. It's just there. The ability to sort of take over these battle mechs, it calls itself cyberpunk. It's not really. It's other than, it feels like you're walking around in modern day cities. But it does it, so it suffers the consolitis problems of relatively small maps and areas. Although it's generous with health, there's a lot of background acting and things going on. That's all good. But yeah, with the crashes, so how well has it stood up to the test of time? Not very well, in all honesty. I mean, it wasn't a great game back then. You can see at least why they developed it as their own IP, because after the Invisible War, this getting released as well with a Deus Ex name on it would have probably finished the franchise. So it's not terrible, but it's definitely one if you're interested in retro gaming. If you don't have the old nostalgia goggles, this is definitely one you probably want to pick up cheap, just for the crashes, to be honest with you. Because there's no, as you probably noticed, resolution-wise, there's no modern resolution support. There is a fix on a forum I tried following, didn't seem to do anything except for make it crash even more often. So, and the graphics themselves are very blocky. Even by 2005, they weren't great. And you might notice there's a very sort of blurry sort of look to the graphics as well. And animations are very limited. So all in all, maybe it's not a terrible game. You should be able to do it in about 6 or 7 hours. So yeah, that's it really. It's just it's not, time has not been kind to it, I think is the conclusion. Probably best for a sale. So anyway, gang, thanks for taking time to watch the video. Hope you found it useful and entertaining in some way. And as ever, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to let me know you're alive. And I shall see you all next time. Bye for now.